I'm Milos. We're back for another Milos'S frame of mind. What's in your mind today?
Today, I would like to speak about all my experiences through IFBB professional career. You know, a lot of times guys ask me, Milos, tell us some stories. You know, so instead of just being educated and talking about science or something, or bodybuilding, I want to say real life. You know, so I'll tell you, in 1991, I turned IFBB professional, right? So the first year, I went to my first contest, qualified for Olympia, which was mind-boggling to me. And then going to Mr. Olympia, didn't know what to expect. Of course, you're just looking for directions. You're supposed to go to athletes' meeting room, and it was in Orlando, Florida. So I went there, and one guy was there first. Guess who? It was Lee Haney. You know, by that time, 7 times Mr. Olympia. He stood up, approached me, shook my hand and said, Milo, what's your name? Fella from Yugoslavia, good luck, all this stuff. And I was like speechless, right? So I said, okay, I go on the side and then just watch him do this with every single guy that they came in. I mean, every single one of them. What a class act. And whoever doesn't know Lee Haney personally, I can tell you this is not a gentleman. That's like 5 classes above the gentleman. And this comes after at a press conference and all these weeks before the Olympia. We had Levrone talking how he's going to take his title. Shawn Ray, probably influenced by Mike Tyson, I'll eat your children and everything. He's going to take everything. He's going to take his house. He's going to take his... And everything was, cool, right? Lee was just laughing, smiling, enjoying having a good time, in a sense like good luck with that. So now we go backstage, right? Pumping up for the show, and everybody's pumping up. Except one guy. It was Lee Haney talking to some gentleman, I think from Muscle Development. I think he signed a deal with Muscle Development. And all of us were oiled up, pumped up, and everybody's just like waiting for Lee. He was in his jacket and all that stuff. So finally they said, okay, 10 minutes. And then he excused himself, went there by, first mirror, took the jacket off, and temperature, the whole room changed. I mean, you should see this. I mean, Shawn just, sit down. Levrone face froze. I mean, everybody saw, this is untouchable. And this is exactly how it was. I enjoyed it very much because, of course, I tend to idolize Lee, and on personal note, every time I see him, he's nothing but a gentleman. So, you always have a little bit of favorites. And Lee Haney was, that day he made such a statement. And then, think about it, he was 33 years old when he retired. And he really, I think, if he continued for a few more years, he could have had the amount of titles that nobody could ever break the record. But, that was not his plan. So, that was about Lee Haney. Now, I'll tell you this, my first pro show, I didn't really intend to do. I was in Serbia, my father had a stroke, so I was taking care of him. And then 17 days before that competition, he says, like, okay, I didn't need to stay, so, I should go do my own business. And when I returned to San Diego, where I lived, and there was this contest in San Jose, close by, I said, okay, I had 17 days. I just want to go there, stand by, maybe, some good name, and take pictures and maybe send back to Yugoslavia so people are going to see that I was on the stage with maybe Albert Beckwith, who was there, John Brown, who was my idol back in the day, Tim Belknap, Steve Brisbow, there was Franco Santoriello. There was a bunch of guys, but I just went there to step on the stage, be a stage decoration. I didn't really even imagine I can qualify for Olympia. So one of the most memorable moments was like this, that I was posing for my friend. We were in a lineup. I was doing all these poses standing next to Albert Beckwith. And then you hear behind the media saying something, but I don't pay attention. He was actually calling my name, but nobody can pronounce my name, Milos'S. So whatever he was saying, didn't even faze me. And the second time and the third time, so finally he says, competitor number 5. And I was supposed to be in the first call out with Ron Love and Sonya Schmidt.
Wow.
And actually I won a symmetry round in my first contest. I placed top 3 in that show, qualifying for Mr. Olympia. That's how everything started. Now, a few things that are interesting, because you can always have some of those guys from your own local gym. There was Jerry Rogers, I believe. He won Mr. USA at the time, NPC, so he qualified to be a pro. And then he was going to that show, and then he saw me in the lobby when I was checking in. He said, Milos, what are you doing? You came to see the show? I said, no, I came to compete. And I mean, he literally died laughing. I mean, he was holding his tongue. He said, are you going to compete? And anyway, so I beat him in that contest. I beat him in every other show succeeding, which he couldn't stand. But I'll tell you the truth about Jerry Rogers. You know who he is?
Sounds familiar.
He's phenomenal. You can look at. This is a guy that is 364 days a year in contest shape. The only day that he is not is on the stage. This was just amazing. He's also the guy that, it would be the funniest. He would go to Lee Haney seminar and then, nuts are good. So he goes to a nut diet and eats like 6 to 8 pounds of nuts, throughout his diet. Then, he changed it, and there was like rice cakes and puffed rice. I don't know if you remember those puffed rice bags of puffed rice. And you can literally see he was eating and doing a training. You can see from which station to which station he was going to. And
he would drop the food?
Yeah, it was dropping out. That was like so funny. But he was such a funny character. I mean, incredible upper body, legs, like a horse racing horse, super thin skin and everything else. But for whatever reason, they have the contest and never looked impressive. The final draw was for me. I see him eating those burgers and fries. Like before workout, after the workout, it's like, what kind of diet is this? Hey man, it's beef and potato diet. Beef is beef and potato is potato. So anyway, this is my experience from my first year as a pro. This is when I met Sonya Schmidt. And Sonya Schmidt is one of the dearest friends of mine. And,
you were roommate with him, right?
We were roommates, yeah. Like we actually traveled around. We were in a European Grand Prix tour, and then he decides, to come and train in California. He asked me if he could stay with me, so of course, let's be training partners. So you're going to the first workout, right? And out of respect and seniority, I say, okay, Sonya, I follow your workout. It's okay. What is arms? Good. So we started with tricep. First exercise, 5 sets. Second exercise, 5 sets. Third, fourth, fifth. I was going to say nothing. We did 10 different exercises. Every exercise there is, you can possibly think of, for triceps. We did it 50 sets for triceps.
Oh my God.
And then it's okay, we're going to biceps. So I was sarcastic. Oh well, man, Sonya, that's it? Oh yeah, cunt. Triceps is a small body part, it's enough. So this was Sonya Schmidt back in the day. I mean, he was training for hours, and there was a couple of things that I then told him, like, maybe we should correct it. There was a moment during a training, like in between doing the biceps, and I say squeeze, and he throws away and says, what for? I said, what do you mean, what for? What for to squeeze? I said, well, you're not squeezing your muscles, I guess. There are certain concepts, right, that it just didn't, face it at that time.
Wow.
But anyway, that was him. Now let me tell you about Ronnie. Ronnie, great friend of mine, one of the greatest guys ever. He would come to my gym, and there was like so many things. One guy at one point said, Ronnie, how many times you can bench 225? I don't know. He puts 225, and now we're gonna, give you that few seconds to think about it. How many reps can Ronnie do with 225 pounds, 100 kilos on bench.
A lot.
88.
Wow.
I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, and I witnessed it. I witnessed it when he was doing 200-pound dumbbells, bench presses, dumbbell presses. He dropped them and didn't say a thing. Next day he came with crutches and those broken toe.
Oh,
So
no.
how did you break your toe? I dropped down dumbbell. I saw it, but you didn't make a noise. I mean, really. So imagine dropping a 200-pound dumbbell,
Oh my
breaking
God.
your toe. He didn't say a thing. Yeah, but anyway, one of those times, Ronnie came, and he goes, "Bud, you want to train?" So I wasn't really in training shape there, but how can you say no to Ronnie? Say, "Why are you training, Ronnie?" Back. It's okay. Let's go for it. And actually, my ex-wife videotaped it. I have to find that tape to show it. So, Ronnie, I'll follow you. First exercise, T-bar rows, right? And I put 2 plates to warm up, and I didn't even say, wait. What's that? It's warm up. Put the 6 plates, man. So 6 plates on the T-bar rows was a warm up. 9 plates. 12 plates, and those are those teeny tiny LA code, right?
Oh my God.
So there's 45 pounds, like finger thick, imagine. Second exercise, bend over rows. 3 plates, 4 plates, 5 plates. Yep. I mean, it was like unbelievable.
Oh my God.
He was so disappointed that my dumbbells went up just to 200, so he was doing like 30 reps dumbbell rows. He usually, I guess in Texas, have 300-pound dumbbells. And then he was topping off with the 6, 7, 8 and a half plates of deadlift. I mean, let me tell you. Next day I see him, my costume gym, my desk was there, and I see him park, and there was a side door there, and from the car to the front door, I had to catch the moment to disappear, and get the hell out of the gym because I didn't want to train with him next few days. That's really running for you.
How great was it to have that Coliseum gym? You had so many champions going through that gym. Was it like some of the best years for you?
That was like my baby. I mean, as you know, it was the official gym for Flex Magazine photo shoots. Everybody was there, so I could see the guys leading into the show, what they look like, what kind of condition, or right after we're doing spectacular Flex Magazine photo shoots with Chris Lynn.
Yeah.
But there was some funny instances there. I mean, Kevin Levrone, he would come 2002, right? Which year?
You look good that year.
2001 or 2002. The year when he could have
almost won 2002. Yeah.
2002, yeah, because
he almost won in 2002.
Yeah, Jay Cutler, I think, could have taken 2001. I said that he went to Ronnie. It was very close. 2002, Kevin Levrone. He was in my gym for 7 days. Okay.
Wow.
He did not come one time to train. He did 3 photo shoots for Chris Lynn. If I would ask him, Kevin, do you need anything? Yeah, bottle of martini. But I know that he might not like it, but everybody knows this about Kevin. I mean, Jesus, he could have a bottle of martini every day and look the way he did. I think he could have easily, taken the title that year.
Wow.
So Kevin was one of those freaks.
Yeah.
I remember also going to Russia, the European Grand Prix Tour. I think Kevin spoke about this, and I was there. Of course, Russians love to drink, so they offer drinks right away. And he convinced Ronnie to have some vodkas with him. And after 6 or 7 shows previously that Kevin won, in all the countries around Europe, in the last contest in Russia, Ronnie beat him after drinking all this vodka. Secrets, yeah. Then goes, let's say, Chris Cormier. There was a time, I remember I prepared Chris, 2002, 2003, yeah. And he was one of those guys that, if you put him on a strict diet and strict carb loading, it doesn't work for him. So he would eat up anything else, right? And then, top it off with a little diuretics. But funny thing was 2002 in Amsterdam, Chris and I were in a cabin waiting for Ronnie to be picked up. So Ronnie came, and we were in cab going to the hotel, and Chris is asking him, "Hey, Ronnie, you have a Protan?" Pro what? Protan. Hell no! Why would I need Protan? I'm born with it. This was, you have to be in the moment. Yeah, this is, Chris is not going to say nothing because Chris was using it, right? Back in the day, Ronnie wasn't using any of those. Thing about, competing in Amsterdam, you can imagine. We went out a little bit and we had a little bit too much in the menu. And Chris was like, so hungry afterwards. I think he had like 10 ham and cheese sandwiches, right? So it's like, oh Jesus, this is over. But, next day, Chris looks phenomenal. This is
Freak.
One of those guys that, you can just do it.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, anyway, then let's go further. Shawn Ray. I know Shawn is always so sensitive. There's one thing that I always want to say, for people, because there are many people like this around the world. I think that we should all give, be givers, not takers. So there was that instance, we went to Australia, and there was Shawn Ray and myself, Luke Wood, and a bunch of other guys at the training camp. On the way back, we were flying back to LA from Melbourne. Some gentleman approached me, and there was a Muscle Mag cover with me on it. And he approached me, yeah, my son is a big fan of yours. Can I get your autograph? I said, yeah. I remember his name was John, so I signed for John. And then I remember I had my professional photos there, and I had my DVD, Secrets of the Pros, which was 3 DVDs. So I actually opened it and signed each DVD and my pictures and all that stuff. And I'm giving it to this guy, and he took the wallet out, and he was going to pay me. I said, no, please, this is a gift, your son is my fan, I really appreciate it, send my best. And then he laughed, and Shawn was like, are you stupid? It was a free lunch, guy already had the money in your hands. He said, Shawn, you're born again Christian, you heard about, giving, you shall receive it. So anyway, as fate always does, this kind of things, and this is what I want to say. My name was announced like a Qantas, calling English accent, just like, oh shit, maybe something's wrong with my flight. Well, it happens to be that the gentleman was working for Qantas, and he upgraded me to business class. So, free lunch in a business class, that beats any free lunch, right? So anyway, you can imagine. So, Shawn, I know that you're going to be pissed off, but anyway, I love you. This is not the first time you did such a thing. I heard many other stories. I'm just going to say my experience. So, give and you should receive. That's how it works.
That's right. And on this, we're going to conclude this Milos'S frame of mind. That was a good story. You got to think of more, because
many more, but let's keep it at that. This is just like a little.
A sample.
A sample introduction to IFBB tours, and really, I do want to say this. We had a great camaraderie back in the day. I hope that this is going to establish now. Everybody thinks that we competitors. We train together, sleep, travel together, and many times I actually prepare guys to compete against me. Not somebody to beat me in Houston. And when you prepare the guys, okay, let's all put. All together on the gym floor, but then let the best man win. If I compete with you, I would be really pissed off if you're not trying to beat me. It would be, dishonorable, for me to, okay, you're going to let me win. No. So I'm trying to push everybody to beat everybody else, and then let the best man win.
It's competition. There you go.
And then one more thing.
Yep.
I have to say this because I didn't mention Jay. And Jay is going to remember this moment. It was 2003. Jay looked absolutely phenomenal at Ironman 2003.
Oh yeah.
2002, Ronnie didn't look that good, and then Gunter Sherkham beat him at the GNC. So they organized a photo shoot about leading to Olympia with Gunter, Jay, and Ronnie.
Yep.
Okay. So remember that very well, because Gunter and Jay, were contenders.
Yeah.
So you know how Gunter is smiling always. You know everything is cool, and you know he really had a feeling he can beat Ronnie. He beat him in the last show. Why not? Jay looked spectacular at the 2003 Ironman, probably one of his best ever. And we were waiting. I was right there by Jay. Jay was like pumping up, and here comes Ronnie. And, you know, that was far away my front entrance, but it was like I swear eclipse came in. I mean, there was 320, 30 pounds. I don't know, monster like Ronnie, like you have never seen anybody in your life. Exploding full, like legs coming out of his shoulders, you know, down like 26 inches. I don't know what, but I just remember looking at Gunter. His smile was gone immediately, and Jay, he was right next to him. He was just fucking monster. And that, you know, exhale, knowing there's no way I can beat this guy. I mean, I know that Jay and Ronnie had a big rivalry. 2001, you know, Jay really came out of nowhere and gave him hell, and he could have gone either way. 2003, Ronnie at Olympia was phenomenal. I think that was a moment when Jay, no matter how hard he believed it, you know, this really put doubt in his head. I think by the 2005, Jay was very competitive and he could have probably taken it. 2006, he finally did take. But you know, it's apples and oranges, and everybody brought something to the table. But 2003 version of Ronnie Coleman that showed up in my gym that day, and I'm sure that you guys remember some of those mind-boggling photos.
Crazy.
It's the biggest, most muscular human I have ever seen in my life. It was astonishing.
Yeah, crazy.
All right.
Wow. Thanks, Milos.